everybody, nice to see you. Come on in. Oh, we're getting blue sky today. You know, we have been fogged in for a week. No sunlight, but today we have sunshine. It's warmed up. We had just a little teeny bit of snow, not enough to shovel, so I'm happy about all that. And that means I got time for a video. And today now I got this orchid in September 3rd, last fall, late summer. And that was after the big heat dome and smoke and fires, and it survived all that. And I put it in this red pot. And I'm concerned about leaving it in this pot because there are so many air holes and it's not that big and it's drying out quite quickly. I put this netting in here to stop the bark from going through the holes. But I am concerned it dries out real fast, and I hate to start saying, okay, I'll water you every other, twice a week. I don't really want to do that because I'll end up giving it too much water. So what I'm going to do is this is a traffic cone that we got at the Restore store. It was like $1. It was dirty and filthy, and Jack put some holes in it, and I put it into this container. It has inside, you can see, it was filthy. I think it said Coquitlam something or other on it. It was in really bad shape, but in fact it had some nasty cuts but my orchids do so good in traffic cones, and this is a medium sized and it's a nice chunky one. So if you look at it, it's a nice size of a pot, really. And there's something about this rubber, not the hard plastic ones, but the rubber ones that really help with the humidity, even though it has so many air holes. So I think it is the perfect pot for this orchid. And this orchid, it was very hot when we got it, and I tried that. I'll put the date, September 3rd video, in the description. But I was worried about it drying out, reacting to changing from moss to bark. It had looked rough, and I was concerned. And I had put this plastic heat dome over it, our humidity, help hold some humidity in. Because even lately, our humidity's been like 39, it's 41 today. That's with the misters on, but they're not in a room that's controlled. I mean, the misters are around them, but it's getting out into the air. But that's good for us because like 39 is really too low for even us. So the more humidity we have when it's dry from the furnace, the better. Keeps you healthier. So anyway, I tried so many things that it wouldn't get shock. And the leaves are not bad. This one leaf, it's a little limp, but these ones are not that bad. It didn't shock that bad, but I have found that when I soak my bark 3 days, darn, I left the bark over there, I have to go get it. I always forget something. But when you soak the bark with the seaweed and a little bit of cow mag for 3 days, I have found it really does help with that initial shock when you're changing from moss to bark. Any media that you change from one media to another is shock. Any big water change, from changing your water from tap to rain, any change like that, it will shock the orchid. But so I'm going to take this out of the pot, put it in this one. I think it'll be happier in the long range. I don't know if you remember the flowers. They were kind of a deep purple. They were beautiful. And the flowers had lasted for months after I cut them off. It was really quite amazing. So we're going to take it out and we're going to pot it. And then I have to show you what else I've been up to. It was foggy and depressing, and I thought, I'm not doing any housework. I mean, really, who's going to see that I didn't do any? It doesn't show up on camera. So I thought, I'm going to paint. So I painted one picture. I saw a commercial on TV with a picture that I liked, and I started Googling, and I found lots of people had done these pictures, and I have 2 empty spots on each side of the TV up there. So I thought, okay, I'm going to paint 2 sort of similar but not the same pictures. So in the last 2 weeks, and besides cooking meals and doing things I have to do, I painted 2 pictures, and I'll show you them later. And I will also show you that we finally got our grow lights in our 2 garden windows. And they're that pink color, where the ones in these windows are just all multi, just regular, you know. So, but they're good for the plants, but those are the special ones. And they were $20 each on Amazon. They came with 5 little things that you can either join together or spread out with cords that were longer. But we joined them together and just put them on one side. And I want to show you that. And a couple other surprising things I saw happening even before the lights went up. So let's get at this, but you have to excuse me while I run over there and get bark. It's soaking. I always forget something. So I got a bucket of bark and a bucket of lava. Whoa. There. It's not old age, honest. I've always been like this. I'm kind of, my English teacher, I don't know, he used to say funny things about me. That's because he flirted with all the girls, which wasn't very nice, and I kind of ignored him, and I was like, I wasn't a wallflower, but I was very plain and quiet, and, you know. Anyway, that's another story. So, let's have a look at this orchid, okay? Bring this over here. This is my grate, and we'll take it out. Now, this bark's only from September. It's good, and it's already started to work, so I'm only going to mix a little bit of the bark I've been soaking and a little lava rock if I need it, because of the size. So let's dump it out. And watering day is Wednesday, and it's had no extra water. I should say that. And the humidity is very, very dry for the last while. So this is completely dry bone. Let me see. Dry, 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 dry. And this is this green. It was kind of messy and sticking up in the wrong places. I should have, you know, if you ever have to do that, maybe a little glue gun to hold it in place, because it didn't stay very good. So the very bottom of the pot, I feel, because this isn't that old, I do feel a slight dampness, and they know that's there, but the rest, the top half, is definitely dry. So let's see what we got here. The growing season is starting, our days are getting lighter, and you'll start getting good root growth, and that's what I wanted in a new pot. I want it to not be disturbed now. So let's see what we got. We got this nice new root right here that is very healthy. Here we got 2. Here, now this is why, now these are all the roots that didn't make it, that were in the moss, and they just weren't good, but I left these because they do help hold it in the pot, and they like to attach. That's natural for them, and they like to feel firm and like they're getting hugs, and then they're happy. And I think that's one thing they're happy about the traffic cones, they can attach. But even these old roots, you see the nice new growth coming? This old roots, nice new. You know, so as long as they might be old, but these are ones that survived, and yes, they're getting nice new roots, plus these top two. So watering day is Wednesday, so I'm not watering. It'll get it. Now, I know I need some extra bark in the bottom, and that's why we put that wire. So the root ball is only like a fist. It's not real big, so I can put well-drained landscape lava rock and bark in the bottom till I get it to a height that I think is going to be good, because the roots will grow down. Let me just try that. I don't like mine sitting right down low in the media. I like them a little high, so it looks like I could put a little more, and maybe one more of these. I don't want them sitting on the lava rock, but there. Okay, let's see what we got here. I think if I just shake the bark into the holes so that I get all those holes full. So let's put some in there from there. And in here, I open a new bag of bark, and I had to get stuff from the bottom, and holy, it was like dusty, and it was little pieces. Typical for the bottom of any bag, because that's where all of it settles. So I took a screen out. I have one out in the solarium, and I put it all in there, and I just let the water outside run through everything. So there, now I'm going to mix some of this, because this did started to do its job. It's so dry. Like, I can get 3 years easy, even out of the medium-sized bark, because I grow so dry. I have nothing in there that's really holding a lot of moisture. So, a little mix, because there's little fungi and natural microbes, or I'm not a scientist, but I read about it, that are in the soil, in the medium that has established. And the plant knows it, and they're there, and then they can spread into the new medium. And that's why I like to put a little bit of the old stuff in. I spread it out in there so that the plant can, and quite often I just take my finger, so we get there. You have to do that. You don't want to break off any of those new roots you had down there, but you want it to settle. There, some falls out on the floor, like, it's okay, because I didn't do the housework. I did some, but gee, you know, I hate doing bathrooms. Don't you guys hate doing bathrooms? I hate doing bathrooms. But I know, Jack goes, I had to clean my bathroom sink. It was getting real awful. And I said, yeah, I had to do mine. Because usually I go around. He does so many things keeping the house up to date. You know, that's my job. So, oh dear. Anyway, now painting's over, except I have one little thing I want to paint. Painting's over for a while, because when I start painting, and I'm not a trained artist, I'm a fun painter. I've never shown my work to anybody, or, you know, just you guys, you see it in the house, and any visitors we get. Hey, you know, did you see our Canadian truckers? Some of them came all the way from BC, all the way over to Ottawa, because people are going broke. Businesses, our town, there's businesses that have shut their doors. There's so much happening, and people are just saying enough's enough. And I think they started because of the trucker mandates, but now they're just trying to help everybody. Just regular people, tons of them. Anyway, I don't know any truckers, but hey, that's a lot of expense, I imagine. Crumb, our gas is, oh, what was it, $1.59? I can't remember. I can't remember, to be honest. It's horrible. Our gas is very expensive. Can you imagine driving a big truck? Oh, hey. So, anyway, that was exciting. It's been on all the news, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You know, orchids are a hobby. Like, you know, I'll be 74 this year and retired, and a lot of us are. And do you know, it's such a great hobby. Once they start flowering, you get flowers every year. Not only that, you don't have to go to the gym. You get, even on watering day, because some of mine go in the shower and then I get them from here and I do. It's good exercise. That is good exercise. You don't have to go to the gym. All that doing something you love so you can stay in shape. It's a wonderful, wonderful hobby. And you're always learning and you're always making mistakes and you're always learning new things. So, there we are. We're all potted. Wednesday it will get watering day. And I'll clean up this mess and I will get to some housework. Now, there's some things I want to show you and then I have to take you over there. So yes, I think, see, these holes are so big. And then maybe if I actually glued a gun or something to keep that screen in there, because it was popping up and it was causing real big air spaces. I like air spaces, but anyway, we'll put that there. But I'm going to quickly show you this. Now, do you remember I showed you this orchid and all these stems? There was 2 stems coming up, this flowered. I wasn't expecting it to flower till late summer because when we were doing all our giveaways, this one was in bloom. I wasn't really expecting, and then what happens? These 2 shoots came from under the median. I haven't looked yet. One day we're going to look together. And I thought, oh, I hope they're not going to be weird flowers, you know, something wrong with them, but they're not. They look normal. The stems are small and they're coming from way in the medium, not under the leaves. You can see the stems are tiny little stems. And you can see down in there that there's old stems I've cut off, and they're under those. Very strange, never seen that before, but the plant itself is healthy. The flowers are fairly normal. The spikes were fine, and normally this would have had 1, 2 leaves, maybe 1 here, on this side, 1, 2, under this leaf, because this leaf is where the spike came last year in here. Very strange. So one day, when I'm doing something else in the video, I want to look down into the medium, see exactly where those are coming from. So that's on the agenda. And this one is just beautiful, but last night I've got one of those container misters, and it shoots this way instead of straight up. And I noticed one of the leaves were soaking wet in this orchid, and I quickly wiped it off. But this orchid is so healthy. Now this is a kind of rubbery thing. It used to be the bottom of an old fan, I think it was. But look at these. And this one is getting a branch here. And of course this branch is almost ready to bud out. And they're so happy. They have so many roots, it's just happy. And two together? Yes, two together. They're twins. They think they're twins. So I'm going to grab the camera and we're going to go over there and see some exciting things over there. So I just have to, it's not quite as noisy taking this out as long as I don't drop it. Okay, there we go. Just take a minute. So, okay, let's see, what should we look at first? Maybe we'll go over here. So, I've been using the windows, the ones that sort of like it cooler, but as you can see, I left the lights on, but last night in the dining room, it was so pretty in the window. But we do have lots of light that comes in the garden windows. Otherwise, it would be sort of dark. You wouldn't have all this light. A lot of light comes in these windows. And when they're right out there, you see a lot of light. And if you don't want to use a misting bowl, you can see, this is one deep, I think it was a hurricane lamp I got at a garage sale. And I just put some water in, threw the pump in, and you can see the mist, you can see it rising out. Maybe you can't in the camera, but we see it. Yeah, I think you might be able to see it. It comes out quite nicely, so I've got that one on the top, and things are quite happy. But down here, now this is before the lights went out. Do you remember I showed you that I had little growths coming? And these worms, they're on the top, they're a little bit, they're almost dry, not quite. And I've been misting just the top worms of those ferns. And those are all new little branches. So now with the light, maybe even better. So that's interesting. And here's my little pyloric orchid, still in bloom. She's probably gonna bud out again. I thought I saw something here, down in there. But the long length of time. And in the back, of course, is the Cymbidiums are gonna last longer if you keep them cool. So I've got them in the back of the window here. The flowers will last a lot longer. So, and I just have this. We got this at a place called Dendrobiums, Salvation Army thrift store. Just a fountain. A lot of water goes out of there, so, and it's kind of fun. I put some stuff on and decorated it. And my prayer plant, it's like a prayer plant. Oh, the pink lights just make that. But it's happy. It's really grown since it's been here. And the fern lost a few leaves in the fall, but not like the first year I had it. So it should really be doing much better. And then I just put this traffic cone here. It has more buds to come. Lighting is going to be awkward. So let's go look in the other window. Now, there's my paintings. Oh, I had the goosebumps painting them. It was different. I don't know, I guess it's a different type of painting for me to do, but anyway, I enjoyed doing it. And then I got another traffic cone over here. There, it's pretty healthy. Okay, and in this window, I have some new ones here, but they are getting a nice amount of light, and I can turn these lights on. I should do a night video. It's so pretty at night. So there is, see that long stem in the back? That's the one that broke right off, completely off, right there. is where it broke off, and all those flowers I was going to lose, so I clamped it on. Now whether it's going to stay, what's going to happen, I don't know, but I tried. So now this didn't hold the paint. It was dollar store hard plastic. I'm going to change that one day. So things are doing good in the windows, and I hope you're doing good, and I hope you're enjoying your orchids. Thanks for joining me and seeing what I'm up to and not up to. So we'll see you next time. Have a good day.